How many of you have uttered those immortal words, "Our people are our greatest asset"? But do you have the capability to recruit, lead, and motivate the best people? Because contrary to popular practice, building a high-performance team takes a lot more than throwing a group of talented people together and hoping for the very best. In fact, I believe it's one of the toughest challenges you face because it requires the soft skills of management. And let's face it, for many of us, the soft skills are the hard stuff of business. Success. We dream of it, we strive for it, but what does it take to be the best? All successful people set goals and objectives for themselves. Goals provide direction, goals provide focus, goals provide the plan. Many of you will remember Roger Black from last year. Roger Black says, if you set a goal, your subconscious attracts things that support it. And there's lots of evidence to suggest that sporting champions are far more sophisticated goal setters than those of us in business. In your organizations, there will invariably be talk about numbers, revenues, margins, productivity, profitability. But a business is more than just about the numbers. The numbers are for keeping score. In fact, there's a danger that one gets so preoccupied with the numbers that you lose sight of the fact that the basis of any organization is down just to three things: the people you have, the working environment you create, and the way those people work together. And it's my contention, if you focus your efforts on team performance, you will get, as a byproduct, all the numbers that you're looking for. Successful people have a positive attitude towards change. In fact, they possess an almost childlike curiosity to find a better way. And I've never met a successful sportsman, business leader, who's uttered the words, "This is the way we do it here." Because they're constantly looking for better ways, quicker ways, cheaper ways, more efficient ways of doing things. Because successful organizations always challenge, always question. Studies consistently show that effective teams have a far greater capacity to learn and to innovate than collections of individuals. And consequently, it's my underlying premise that a team will take you further. Successful teams actually make more mistakes than less successful teams. It's just that they rectify them, acknowledge them, and learn from them. So why is it then that companies that put recruitment high on the agenda are so bad at recruiting? Well, I've had 20 years plus to reflect on that, and I would say it's down to three reasons. The first thing is that the people who are ultimately responsible for the hiring decision, you, have rarely been trained. So a quick litmus test. Put your hands up if at some point in your career you've received formal interview training. I would say that as a smattering is the technical term, a smattering of hands. But would we allow a 17-year-old to get into a motor car without driving lessons? The manager interviewing without interview training is just as dangerous and the results just as catastrophic. Business leaders are increasingly believing that attracting the best people gives them competitive advantage. And Clive Woodward, the England rugby coach, believes in loosening controls over the team, and he believes the team should be managed as much by peer pressure and peer approval than by the manager. And he believes in delegating authority. He allows the team to develop certain teamship rules about the way they should conduct themselves. And by leaving space for initiative, he creates a self-reliant team. And according to a recent report, we spend 2.5 hours a day reading, responding, sending emails. Certain companies, like Nestlé, have become so concerned that people have stopped talking to each other, they've actually introduced email-free Fridays, where you're not allowed to send an internal email, so consequently you'll have to walk down the corridor and speak to someone in the accounts department. Or you need to actually pick up the phone and speak to a colleague. communication is less about logical, reasoned argument, but much, much more about emotional engagement, about involving people, infusing people, and often inspiring people. Champions make things happen because, above all, they've chosen a winning attitude. They don't have bigger dreams, but they do set better goals and make better plans. They focus their attention on the right things. They don't allow themselves to be distracted. And they focus on the detail without losing sight of the bigger picture. They also have courage because they're not inhibited by the fear of failure. They aim higher and they stake more. And the effects can be quite outstanding.